Hey guys, welcome back. So today we're going to fix the rear axle, straighten it out. We are also going to weld in the new perches, get everything all solid so that way the rear end is all done, and start working on the front axle to get the front axle in, because then after that all that's needed is drive lines, and I can kind of move this thing back and forth. Then I can set up the fuel tank and all that kind of stuff later, but for today, working on the axles. I already started on the rear. It was my bad. It wasn't out of alignment. I mean, it was like an inch to the right. It was because the leaf springs were tightened down and they kind of had like, they cocked off a little bit to the side. So I loosened those and then straightened the axle out, and where I put my mounts is actually the right spot. So I did do the measuring right. I thought I did. And then I was questioning myself because it wasn't lining up right, but it's right. So gotta get spacers for the rear though. I'll show you. So right here, it's too wide at the bottom, so I had to get spacers for up in here, or else it's just gonna move. We don't want that. Let's get into better lighting here. Holy moly. Much better. So that's the plan for today. Gonna drop the axle down and get started cutting off the leaf spring hangers so I can put the new beefier ones on. It's going from a 14 mil to an 18 mil bolt, so it's gonna be a lot more stout. So let's get started. So we get the bolt out on both sides, drop down the axle, and then start cutting hangers off, because I'm gonna put these beefy boys on there. Instead of using like I would normally use a plasma cutter or something on this, I just got a new battery powered angle grinder. So I'm gonna try and see, put it kind of through a stress test, see if it can hold up. Let's get to it. You can see, so here's a 14 mil, not the actual head, but the diameter of the bolt itself. Pretty skinny. And then what we'll be putting in there is an 18 mil, way bigger. You can tell the difference. A lot more stout. My lovely girlfriend got me a new like little caddy roller for all the bolts and stuff that I take off, which is pretty nice. Finally get to use it. Really weird going from putting something in to taking it right back out. Alright, so got all the grinding done. Got the perch mocked up, clamped in there. I'm gonna tack this side, go over to the other side, do the same. If my measurements are correct, it should just be like a tack it, check it, weld it. But the difference in the thickness, this is why I upgraded. Super thin, flimsy stuff, and it was like a 3-piece thing. just wasn't good enough. So I'm gonna take the measurement on this one and match it up over there. And then we'll weld that one up too. We'll tack it up and mock it up, see if I got everything right. So, let's see there. Yeah, there we go. So now comes the fun part of seeing if it worked. Okay. Well, once again, let the battery die, but everything's pretty straight. That shackle's nice. Really bare. Same with that one. The only thing is the passenger side has to move back like 1/4 of an inch. I know it's not that much for a wheeler, it doesn't really matter, but I'm being OCD about it. It's 1/4 inch too far forward, so I marked it on the frame where I got to move the hanger mount back 1/4 of an inch. So I got to cut the tacks, move it back, tack it back up, and hopefully it still lines up. Solid. Tack that side in. Let's do some more measurements and I think we're good. I'm not gonna like fully weld them in. I'm just gonna weld the back side and the front side for now, just in case later on I do have to undo it and something got messed up or whatever. So not full weld, but just front and back, just so it holds it in well enough to where I can actually put weight on it. Alright. That'll hold for now. There's rear axle, pretty much put in and done. I would put the tires on, but the fenders are too small. So, I guess I could try. Yeah, I'm gonna try. Well, I guess it's time for the big reveal. Finally, got it all done. Oh, it looks so good. The shackles are nice and straight. Oh. And I gotta tighten everything down still, but man. Oh, it's gonna be a monster. Oh. I can't wait to get the front end done. Oh my goodness. Huge stepping stone. Finally done with the rear. Now it's time to start working on the front. Pretty much every mount on the front axle off. I'm not looking forward to it, but gotta do it. Well, battery died again, but all the grinding is done. Got all the brackets off, all nice. I'm gonna have to go back and like weld these and grind them back down because I cut a little too deep, but whatever. But now I'm gonna paint it so that way it doesn't rust, just temporarily. I'm gonna go buy PVC and start mocking up the 3-link. But first I gotta get the body up to ride height because now it sits a little bit at an angle this way because the rear axle's in it now. It sits about 3 inches above what I wanted it to, but I undershot the amount that I wanted it to sit off the ground at belly height, or I mean at ride height. Well, I set it at 22 and it's sitting at 25 right now, which I'm not mad at all. That's still great, way less than my other truck was. So I'm gonna set this up and get that axle in there. All right, I'm gonna take the cherry picker, grab the front end, lift it up, set the jacks a little bit higher, so that way it's a little bit more level. And then I'll take the axle, or we'll take the tires off the axle, bring the axle in, slide it under, get it up to about ride height, you know. And or should I do a little bit less? A little bit more? I don't know. We'll figure that part out. First, I'm gonna lift the truck up. Now you get to watch me struggle to bring this axle in here. As you can tell, I don't have much room. Hey, watch that camera. Ta-da! Now, good. Now, I cleaned it up. I'm gonna fill the 2 deep of cut marks that I made from cutting off all the mounts. I'm gonna fill that with weld real quick so that way I can grind it down flat and have a nice surface. So I'm gonna clean that up real quick, do that. And the truck's still not sitting quite level, so I'm gonna raise the front up a little bit more. And then start mocking things up. So come on, come watch me. I have to cut that bottom truss off because that's where one of the lower length mounts goes. Crap. So today I'm actually using the DS welder, MIG 205 DS. The MIG 205 DS, I got it from, again, Michael. He's let me borrow it to see if I like it or not. Mine is a transformer machine. This one is not. It's an inverter. He told me that I'm probably gonna like this a lot more, so we'll find out. And if so, I might be picking one up. I like it. Loads freaking smooth, dude. Wow. See why Michael likes his welder so much. Oh my goodness. Well, we kind of hit a snag. I can finish cleaning up the axle and stuff for you guys and get it set at ride height and everything, but going through my 3-link kit, I don't know if you can see it too well, I have 2 left side lower link mounts. And so I gotta contact the company I got these from and get a right side. But yeah, that puts a roadblock in mocking things up. So finish cleaning up the axle and get it set on some jack stands, but that's really all I can do right now without the other link mount. So yeah, that's all right. We'll get to it. Well, axle's all cleaned up, so let's get it underneath and put it up on some jack stands and see where we're at. Oh, that's gonna be a good blister. Woo! That felt good. Now that it's in there, I'm gonna try and center it. Pretty much get it all lined up so that way I am ready to start mocking things up once I do get the right parts in. But realistically, this is all for now. It's a bummer, but you know, I might try just hooking up the fuel cell and seeing if this thing will actually start and run by itself. Yeah, I'll do that. And 28. Alright. Now, the axle's all squared up. I don't know if it's gonna sit exactly right here, but right now it's squared up to kind of see where things fall. Really to figure out exactly where it's gonna go, I gotta see where I'm gonna mount the steering box. I'm gonna try and push the steering box as far forward as I can get it, so that way I can push the axle to like the absolute limit that I can get it forward. The steering box is really the limiter of that, but that's what I got to do next to make sure that all of this is lined up correctly. But I just really wanted to see what the truck looked like with the axle underneath it, but yeah, so let's take a look at that and maybe I'll mock up a fuel cell real quick. Alright, so I've been kind of troubleshooting some issues. I think the battery's dying, one of them. So I hooked the alternator belt up and everything. Hopefully that'll help fix it. Hopefully it actually charges. I'm really hoping it's not the wiring because it ran before fine. So before I pulled it all out of the 4Runner, it started and ran and revved and all that kind of stuff. So fingers crossed it's just like fuel line issues. Somehow I sprung a leak in the brand new fuel line that I hooked up. Like not at the fitting either, it's like right in the middle of the fuel line. So try and fix that. Other than that, I have honestly no idea. That's when it's just troubleshooting, the worst part. So let's figure out what the heck's going on. Could be one of the issues too. The map sensor wasn't reading. I think that's what it was. I think the map sensor just wasn't reading because the boot popped off. Start simple, stupid. Start simple. Let's see. Rolling system. For some reason the fuel pump's acting funny. That was the problem. Well, we have a good ending. I couldn't let it run for too long because the oil pressure sensor is not hooked up, so it kind of spits oil out. a little bit. Oh, okay, that's gratifying. So it starts and it runs and it's loud. I need to hook up the exhaust. I think I'm gonna end it there actually this time. We got something accomplished. Motor's running. Truck runs now, so I mean I could technically wrap all this stuff up now. That's nice. And hopefully the company gets back to me on the link mounts, because that's really unfortunate and I'm not too happy about that. So we'll figure that out when the time comes. But we're gonna end it there. Thanks for watching. Hope you like, subscribe, and leave a comment down below. Share it with friends. This video is gonna be all over the freaking place because things just kept happening. So thank you and have a good day.